Right now, while you're sleeping, a piece of software is actually working.
Yeah, it's not just, passively waiting for your next command. It could be sending targeted emails. It could be analyzing massive spreadsheets, or it could even be booking lucrative meetings.
It isn't just generating text anymore, it's taking concrete action on your behalf.
Intro music, exactly. It's stepping out of the chat box entirely.
Welcome back to the deep dive. It's genuinely great to have you sitting here with us. Today, we're kind of slowing things down a little bit. We're unpacking a really fascinating source document today. It outlines 7 specific AI business ideas you can launch.
And the truly wild part about all this, you can start these businesses with almost zero upfront money.
2-sec silence. Okay, let's unpack this, because the entire digital landscape is shifting incredibly rapidly today.
It really is shifting right under our feet. The core thesis here is a massive paradigm shift. We're finally moving away from basic generative AI. That was the era of writing a simple text prompt. You'd get text back.
Right, and then you manually copy-paste it somewhere else.
Exactly. It was essentially just a really smart autocomplete function. Now we're fully entering the era of agentic AI.
We should definitely define that term for clarity. Agentic AI takes action on its own instead of just chatting.
Yeah, it actually does the clicking and typing for you. It logs into websites and runs the entire process. It navigates the software exactly like a human employee would.
The source text uses a really brilliant analogy here. It compares traditional software tools to intelligent systems. A tool is basically like a hammer in your garage. You still have to physically pick it up and swing it.
Right, and if you stop swinging, the work completely stops.
But a system is a completely different beast altogether. A system's a machine that runs 24/7. You basically build the machine one single time up front.
Then it operates continuously without your daily manual input. It fundamentally separates your personal time from your earning potential.
2-sec silence. So how do we actually apply this? Let's examine the first concept from our source material. It focuses on building a highly automated local ad agency. We're targeting local brick-and-mortar businesses.
Like, car dealerships or local plumbers.
Exactly, because they desperately need meta ads to survive today. But they completely lack the technical skills to run them. Historically, doing this properly required a whole agency team.
You needed a specialized graphic designer for the creatives. You needed a trained copywriter to draft the text, and an account manager to handle the actual client.
It was a very expensive, clunky, and slow-moving process.
But today, you can build an automated system instead. The document breaks this down into 4 specific steps. First, you create a strict brand guideline for the client.
You define their exact colors and their overall vibe.
Right. Then you upload that context into Claude as a project.
So it acts like a digital brain with rules.
Yeah, that customized context window stays active forever. Step 2 involves deep AI market research. The system scrapes the Facebook ad library automatically. It analyzes 50 of their competitors' recent ads in minutes.
Step 3 is where the architecture gets really fascinating.
Yeah.
You connect directly to the dealership's live inventory. You use a visual scraping tool like browse.AI.
It visually identifies every single used SUV currently in stock. It doesn't require any complex coding to work properly, which seamlessly leads right into step 4, the generation phase.
The AI writes the copy and generates the image.
Then it directly logs into MedAds Manager for you. It sets up the entire campaign without manual clicks.
The specific prompt detail in the document is incredibly revealing. You tell the agent to focus only on used SUVs. You ask it to pull the top 3 financial offers, things like $0 down at signing for new buyers.
Yeah.
And you demand 5 human-sounding, engaging headlines.
The final output ends up being incredibly targeted. And the financial business model here is just beautiful. You charge a flat $1,000 to $2,000 monthly.
That flat fee is psychologically appealing to a local shop. They absolutely crave predictable costs for their marketing budgets. And for you, it's almost entirely pure profit every month, because the underlying software costs are basically zero.
It's a massive, undeniable win for everyone involved.
Let me push back on the target audience just a bit. Why specifically target tech-lagging local businesses for this service?
Because the inherent value gap there is absolutely massive. These older shops are bleeding money by not being online. Launching them into the digital space is huge. The return on their monthly investment is completely undeniable.
So high impact for them means high margins for you.
That's the entire core of the pricing strategy.
2-sec silence. So that local agency model fixes brick-and-mortar marketing. But what if we pivot entirely to helping digital workers? Let's examine the agentic SaaS concept from the source material.
What's fascinating here is how it flips traditional models. Usually a SaaS product just gives you a blank screen. You log in, but you still do the work. Agentic SaaS actually executes the literal work for you autonomously.
It perfectly solves what the author calls the Upwork problem. Independent freelancers waste countless hours doing unpaid admin. They're endlessly scrolling through the platform looking for work.
They hunt for relevant jobs and draft highly generic proposals. It's an incredibly exhausting way to make a living. But you can easily build a mini agent to fix this. You use tools like Cursor or Claude to write Python scripts.
But I have to make a vulnerable admission here about coding. Pete, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself on these projects. When the AI slowly forgets your original core instructions, getting Python code right the first time is really tough. It takes genuine patience to build these self-correcting scripts.
Yeah, it definitely requires some frustrating trial and error up front. But once the script is finally running smoothly, it's magic. This specific system checks Upwork every 20 minutes without fail. It strictly scans for new logo design jobs.
Then it cross-references the freelancer's actual past design portfolio. It drafts a highly personalized, relevant project proposal. Finally, it logs all the pitch data into a Google Sheet.
The freelancer just wakes up and checks their daily spreadsheet. They quickly review the drafted pitches and simply hit send. It's basically a tireless personal assistant that never sleeps.
And the monetization model is really clever for this audience. You don't sell them a recurring monthly subscription fee. Instead, you sell them flexible batches of automated credits.
Right, like 100 automated proposals for $30 total.
But why does the credit pricing model work better than subscriptions?
Because freelancers absolutely hate taking on fixed monthly financial overhead. Their project income fluctuates wildly from month to month. Credits feel like a direct, measurable investment in their pipeline. If one $30 pack lands a job, they're completely hooked.
Lower financial risk for them means faster product adoption.
Yeah, you completely remove the psychological friction of buying software.
2-sec silence. Here's where it gets really interesting for larger scale operations. What if a larger business relies entirely on outbound sales? That brings us to the B2B sales agency model.
Oh, this specific outbound concept is a total industry game changer. It completely replaces the notoriously grueling job of an SDR.
Sales development reps historically have a very rough time. Their whole job is manually sending hundreds of generic LinkedIn messages. It's soul-crushing work with notoriously high turnover rates.
But an AI agent obviously never gets tired. You start by using data tools like Phantom Buster or Clay. They intelligently daisy-chain different corporate databases together behind the scenes. You can pull a highly targeted, verified lead list in minutes.
But blindly spamming people doesn't work anymore. The real secret sauce here is the deep, contextual personalization.
This is truly the genius part of the entire system. The AI agent actually reads the prospect's last 3 LinkedIn posts. It systematically searches for something highly specific and relevant. Usually it finds a nuanced point about AI or business growth.
The prompt engineering is incredibly precise and careful here. You instruct the AI to write a short 2-sentence intro. It must explicitly mention that specific point from their post. Then it naturally asks for a casual 10-minute workflow chat.
People actually respond to this because they feel genuinely seen. They feel like someone actually took time to understand them. It doesn't feel like a cold, robotic, copy-paste spam job.
And the way you charge for this is pure performance. You charge $100 to $200 per booked meeting. If your agent books 20 meetings, that's $4,000.
That's substantial monthly revenue from just a single corporate client. And you can easily run multiple client accounts simultaneously.
Now wait, let's look at the actual output quality here. Are the meetings actually high quality if an AI booked them?
Surprisingly, yes. They actually are very high quality for sales teams. The initial filtering with a tool like Clay is extremely strict. Combined with highly relevant outreach, the prospects are genuinely interested. They show up to the call wanting to discuss a real solution.
Better filtering up front creates much better sales conversations later.
Yeah, you aren't just filling their calendar with useless junk.
Sponsor, mid-roll sponsor read, placeholder.
2-sec silence. We're shifting away from outbound sales into internal operations now. Let's deeply examine the AI audits and the podcast agency models.
These two particular businesses are very structurally different from each other, but they're both incredibly lucrative if you execute them well. Let's dive into the mechanics of the AI audits first.
An operational audit is essentially just deep, focused workplace observation. You sit down and closely watch a company's teamwork. You're actively hunting for the boring, highly repetitive daily tasks.
You look for painful operational bottlenecks slowing everyone down, things like manually formatting meeting summaries or answering basic client emails.
Yeah.
You meticulously identify exactly where the daily business friction lives.
Then you step in and install custom Claude skills for them. You train the AI agent directly on their specific brand information. You feed it their unique company voice and historical email templates.
The actual technical training process usually only takes about an hour, but the profound impact on their daily workplace efficiency is massive. And your pricing model definitely reflects that saved time.
You typically charge a $2,000 to $5,000 setup fee, plus you add $500 a month for ongoing support. Because technology changes incredibly fast, they desperately need your maintenance.
Now let's heavily contrast that with the podcast agency model. This represents a completely different approach to creating value. The primary goal here is helping podcasters get lucrative corporate sponsors. The source text uses the AI Fire RSS podcast as an example.
Your automated system systematically scans platforms like YouTube and Spotify. It actively looks for channels with highly specific, valuable niche audiences. It deeply researches their historical view counts and overall engagement rates. Then it emails marketing leads at relevant brands to pitch.
The prompt strategy for the sponsor outreach is absolutely brilliant here. Imagine you're pitching a niche show called Tech Talk to a brand. You explicitly tell them about the podcast's dedicated software engineer audience, and you explicitly mention the show's impressive 10% monthly growth rate.
It instantly becomes a highly persuasive, purely data-driven sales pitch. And the pricing structure here is based purely on your performance. You take a flat 20% success fee on any closed deal. If you land a $10,000 sponsorship, you keep $2,000.
These two distinct models highlight the concept of low-friction sales. The corporate audit business requires a heavy upfront capital investment, but the podcast agency is a pure risk-free performance play. How do you intelligently balance running these two different models together?
You use the upfront capital from corporate audits to pay bills. Then you use the commission business to build scalable wealth silently. It completely removes your daily cash flow stress.
Upfront capital covers today, while recurring commissions build wealth tomorrow.
Exactly. It's the perfect financial safety net for a solo entrepreneur.
2-sec silence.
Mm.
We're finally moving to the last pairing of these business models. We're looking closely at content repurposing and automated real estate investing.
Content repurposing is an absolutely massive, booming industry right now. Digital creators are completely exhausted from the constant, endless content treadmill. They desperately need a reliable system to recycle their existing material.
But the biggest, most common complaint in this space is always the same. Generated AI text usually sounds like a boring, soulless corporate robot.
Right. To fix this exact problem, you feed the agent 10 past posts. The AI deeply studies these posts to establish a mathematical style guide. It systematically learns the creator's unique vocabulary and emotional tone.
Then it flawlessly rewrites their long video transcripts into punchy text posts. For platforms like LinkedIn specifically, the prompt has strict formatting guardrails. You explicitly tell it strictly no emojis and absolutely no trendy hashtags.
The pricing structure gives the potential client two very different service tiers. You charge $3,000 a month for the premium high-end service. That premium tier includes a human thoroughly checking the AI's generated work, or they pay $200 a month for a fully automated feed.
Most established, wealthy creators will gladly pay the $3,000 fee. They desperately want that human safety net protecting their fragile brand reputation. Beat. Now, let's pivot completely into the traditional real estate market. This specific application of agentic AI is genuinely fascinating to me.
The primary goal is finding what professional investors call zombie properties. These are highly distressed, ugly houses that are sitting completely empty today. They're usually owned by desperate people who must sell them right now.
In the past, investors literally drove around local neighborhoods looking for these. Now, the AI continuously scans complex public property records in the background.
It completely automates the entire cold outreach process for the investor. The AI sends a highly empathetic, natural-sounding text message to the owner. It gently offers a quick cash, as is consultation for the property.
It deliberately positions the message as coming from a helpful, concerned local neighbor. The massive, unprecedented scale is what makes this system work so incredibly well. A dedicated human analyst might check 20 houses in a single workday.
Whoa. Imagine scaling to analyzing 2,000 property histories in a single afternoon. It completely changes the fundamental financial math of real estate investing forever.
But how do you stop the AI from hallucinating a bad offer over text?
Well, the AI doesn't actually negotiate the final cash offer with the seller. It simply filters the massive property list for initial seller interest and intent. You only step in manually when the property owner finally replies yes.
Empathy at massive scale quickly filters for genuine seller interest.
Yeah, it simply points you directly to the absolute warmest leads available.
2-sec silence. So what does this all mean for us moving forward? We've covered a truly tremendous amount of technical ground here today.
The ultimate, most important takeaway from this source document is surprisingly simple. We're still standing in the extremely early days of this technological shift. Most traditional business owners are still heavily struggling with basic email organization.
You genuinely do not need to be a world-class machine learning expert. You really don't need an advanced computer science degree for any of this. You only need to be 10% better than your target client.
The advanced technology inherently handles the actual daily labor for you now. The AI systems do all the tedious, repetitive, heavy lifting behind the scenes.
Your primary job is to be the strategic, high-level architect. You simply design the machine, and the machine autonomously does the actual work. Beat. Start small. Build just one agent today. Send one automated email sequence.
Once you finally see the system work just once, it instantly clicks. The massive, life-changing potential of an agentic economy becomes incredibly obvious immediately.
That brings us directly back to you, the listener tuning in today. Don't overwhelm yourself and try to build all 7 of these businesses tomorrow. Pick just one specific system from today's deep dive to explore. Start exploring the tools and building your automated architecture right now.
The technical barriers to entry have literally never been lower than today.
But right before we go, I want to leave you with a thought. Eat. We talked about building empathetic AI agents to text distressed homeowners today. And we talked about AI agents pitching corporate podcast sponsors completely automatically.
Millions of autonomous digital agents all waking up to work every morning.
So what happens to the economy when your automated SDR agent pitches another company? And it ends up pitching directly to their automated AI gatekeeper agent instead. Are we just building an internet where our machines negotiate with each other while we sleep? 2-sec silence. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Otiro Music.